What's up, everybody? We are here, very special occasion. We are changing the world with a debate that so many people have asked for. You will not believe it. World peace is going to be achieved after we settle this debate today. But you know I can't do a debate by myself, right? I can't do that. So I brought in a few specialists in the field. First up, from the Great White North, let's say, Kinda Sav, welcome in. How you feeling?
Feeling oozy and hectic.
Oozy and hectic. Now, Sav will act as sort of an in-between here, right, Sav? You're kind of in both worlds, right?
Yeah, I'm the ultimate fence sitter. Bring it on.
Yeah, so Sav is the person that knows most about about both of the camps here, okay? I consider myself to be no more about DSP game. I was a DSP expert, but that's not a good thing to be titled. But so I know about DSP, but there is one person that knows more about Amberlynn than myself, and he wears a hat similar to me, which is pretty cool. Let's bring him in. The one, the only, the hectic... Oh, not that. There he is. Hecticana. Hello, sir. How you feeling?
Pretty good. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Definitely.
And, not only do we both wear hats, but I think I might be older than you, but not by much, I think.
Well, all you have to say is... to say is you're older than DSP. That's all you have to say.
Which I'm not.
You're not older than...
You're older than I am.
There you go. Okay, so we're in the same age frame. That's it. I brought Sav in here to lower the average age as well. That's what I do. That's why Sav. So it's cool. We're all chilling young here. We're young and hip here for sure. But okay, let's get it started. But before we get started, let's just make sure, because I know some people might not know who any of these people are. So I'm ALT. I stream about DSP shit mostly around these parts. Sometimes play some silly games. But Sav, what are you known for on the internet? Let's hear it.
You know, I think I've like come full circle because my channel started out being Amberlynn related. My name Kinda Sav comes from an ex-girlfriend of Amberlynn. I'm very bad at thinking of usernames for things. So when I had some videos about Becky get kind of a lot of views, I was like, shit, I don't know what to make my username, but I don't want it to be my real full name.
Yes.
I better just make it Kinda Sav, instead of Kinda Beck.
Sounds good to me. So there we go.
Yeah,
go ahead. Sorry, continue.
I made a lot of DSP stuff, and I made a lot of DSP stuff, but I'm kind of back finding Amber more interesting again. I followed her for a lot longer, so.
Hard to not find her stuff these days being interesting. What about you, Hecticana? What made you get into this crazy stuff?
So, I don't know, honestly. I just, I've been watching reaction channels and detractor channels for a long time, and just one day decided, I kind of want to talk about this too, and started talking about mainly Amberlynn. I have made a couple videos on DSP, and I would say that, like you said, I don't know that I'd want to call myself an expert on any of these people, but unfortunately, I think I might be. But I can understand why Sav returned to Girl World, because it's been a little weird lately. So it's we had our what was it, the 666 podcast that DSP had? We had that moment in the last couple of weeks with the Girl World stuff. So we'll get into that, I'm sure.
Yeah, we will. So I thought it'd be fun to start, because you guys know more about Amberlynn than me, but I thought because some people out there in my stream today, I was saying, hey, we're going to do a debate about Amberlynn, and some people are like, who's Amberlynn? There's still people out there that are like that. So I want to give a quick history of Amberlynn, and you guys, please correct me if I say anything wrong, all right? Oh, first I got to say, big ups to Blooper in the house here. It says, Sav took our kids and left. Please come back, Sav. Is that true, Sav?
My lawyer has advised I should not comment.
Yes. Please close the door. Don't let your kids run away, Sav, okay? Please, close the door. DeFoster Maker says, DSP is only $28 away, guys. Please tip now and often. Okay, that's on the DSP stream that's going on right now, but we'll keep up with that later. Okay, so I think, in my memory, okay, please correct me if I'm wrong, Amberlynn was a product of a broken home, right? And parents were into drugs, and she went into foster care, and then she found through different means people to kind of support her through her life, and she has had many lovers on screen and of different types and varieties. I would say it didn't take long for her to be known as someone that's probably not a positive person, right? How long did that take for Amberlynn to be kind of seen as a negative thing? Hecticon, I'll ask you that. Do you know?
The funny thing is, when she first started her channel, she tried to be a weight loss channel, and she was about 300 pounds. And at that point, she was pretty positive, but she didn't have a lot of attention either.
Yeah.
And since then, she's gained almost 300 pounds. But the funny thing is, she was so relatively unknown for so long that people really didn't realize how bad she was. So I would say probably, and Sav, maybe you have a better time frame than I do, but I'd say probably 2017, 2018, people started realizing maybe she's full of it. She doesn't know what she's talking about because she's a pathological liar. So eventually that stuff's going to catch up to her, right? People are going to start realizing, wait, you said this earlier and now you're saying this. So I think once she started getting more attention, then kind of snowballed. But yeah, she started out just trying to be positive, meaningful.
Yeah. Sav, I want to ask you. So, people say, okay, obviously a lot of people think that don't know about ALR is that, okay, she's so big. That's why everyone makes fun of her. But that really is not the fact of the matter, is it, kind of, Sav?
No, because think of how many big old ladies there are on YouTube, and they do not have even a fraction of the following Amberlynn has. I totally agree with what Hecticana said. I think it started out positive. She was kind of this meek, soft-spoken girl. She came on I'm a big girl, but I'm trying to better myself. And I think it was sometime around the Destiny era where she not only got really fucking annoying, but she kind of let the mask slip. And I think it just honestly went downhill from there. I don't think it's ever gotten any better at any point. I think it's only gotten worse.
Yeah.
Which is wild. As much as as many people have been willing to come out and talk about her, she has not learned a single thing. She just keeps getting worse.
Yes. And also, isn't it true that when, you're trying to make a positive channel and I'm on this weight loss journey, which is all cool and positive, everyone agrees with that, but she would keep making I don't know how annoying it is or bad it is, but she would say I'm starting this diet and it's going to be, I don't know, let's say vegan. And then it lasts 2 days and she comes back, well, guys, I failed. And you can only do that so many times until the people that you're trying to be supportive of or I don't know, a positive influence for are all right, fuck this, man. You know what I'm saying?
And she wouldn't say I failed. She would have some crazy excuse as to like Weight Watchers. She would say, they gave me too many points. So I felt like I was going to gain weight on it. So I quit. So just like DSP, she cannot take responsibility for anything she does. So that made it more frustrating.
My favorite excuse ever for quitting a diet was because her brother called her. That was when she said, one of my favorite Amberlynn quotes is, Jenny Craig was a Jenny bye-bye because something better happened. And then later she left everybody in suspense. And then later it was that her brother called her. That's literally it. She had to quit her diet because her brother called her.
Yeah, she has an amazing... She's zero accountability queen, but there is a zero accountability king in this universe as well, and that's DSP, who, again, will have an excuse for... I almost got the clip of it, but I said, no, it's not that impactful. But he blamed the water bottle spilling because the factory overfilled the water bottle. I mean, this is the king of excuses. These are the kings of excuses, guys, okay? This is next level. But okay, kind of Sav, I'll give you the task, though. Please quickly tell us about DSP and his history, okay? I challenge you for that. Go ahead.
My God, that is that's a bit of a challenge for me. Okay. I probably followed DSP the shortest of everyone here.
Well, that's true. Okay, you can pass it over. That's fine. You can phone a friend. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
There was once this guy who was the best video game player ever. He had the best YouTube channel ever, and everybody loved him, and he was extremely cool. Until one day he got fucked over and jacked off on camera, and then everything went downhill from there, except for when it didn't, because he's very intelligent and he got his comeuppance against the haters at the end of last year.
Okay, that sums it up. Okay, that's a more positive spin on it for sure. All right, Hecticana, you can handle this. Give us a real breakdown of DSP's. What kind of guy he is? Come on. Give us his history. Excuse me, not what kind of guy he is.
I just that was pretty accurate as far as a very quick rundown.
Yeah.
But he is. I just think he is about as much of a narcissist as Amberlynn is, which is a tall order. But yeah, I think he thinks he's the best at everything he does, and so he was a video game player thinking, and I think didn't he say I could play any video game at a professional level.
Yes,
At some
he did
point.
say
Yep.
that. Yes, he did many times.
And then every game he plays, he is absolutely awful at. But kind of like, Amberlynn is not really picked on because of her weight for the most part, mostly because of her attitude.
Yeah.
I think that's the same with DSP. I think people probably wouldn't make fun of his gameplay or anything like that if he wasn't such a turd all the time.
Exactly.
But the main thing I would say he's known for, other than the incident, is just begging. He begs for money all the time, and it is getting worse and worse. Like I've noticed lately, it is getting like he is in Mach 5. Begging,
yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of the crux of the. Go ahead, Zaf. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say that's kind of the crux of this, and I think I'm gonna start the debate here, and I think here's a spoiler, guys. I think Amberlynn's probably worse, but I'm gonna be the guy not defending DSP. I'm not defending DSP. It's not a popularity contest, but I think DSP's thing is he has affected more people than Amberlynn has, but Amberlynn has affected fewer in a much more serious way. If that makes sense, you know what I mean.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
So Amberlynn. Let's talk about Amberlynn first. What would you consider some of her greatest hits of fucked up things she has done? Okay, so I'm gonna start actually, because I want to start with this one because this is wild and it's kind of recent, so people know. I'm going to throw out an animal here, and you can tell me her history with this animal. And it's going to be I'll say cat. Okay, cats. Now, both of these players today, DSP and Amberlynn, have a history of treating cats poorly, actually. But, Sav, I'm going to ask you to explain Amberlynn's history with cats, if you don't mind.
Oh, boy. Well, we have, we already knew this was the case, but I think the fact that something almost exactly the same happened recently has confirmed it for us. Yeah. Amberlynn sees cats as a really great tool to keep a girlfriend in her life, or to get what she wants out of them. And what I mean by that is years and years ago, during the Destiny era, early Destiny era, Amberlynn and Destiny got into their relationship and wanted to move in together. Now, Destiny was a bit younger than Amber, so she still lived at home with her parents. So she brought with her childhood cat, Gracie. Rest in peace, Gracie. Wow. Amberlynn told Destiny that she had this dream to get a cat, and she really, really wanted to get a cat and have it in their apartment together that they moved into. Mm-hmm. But Destiny said, Gracie's a little bit older. She can't tolerate being around a new cat. We can get a new cat when Gracie passes away. Amberlynn said, but I really, really, really want one. Destiny said no. Amber said, please, please, please. Destiny said no. When she passes away, we can get one. And then conveniently, a week later, Gracie gets out. And Amberlynn makes a video where she tells the story of Gracie getting out and acts so incredibly fucking suspicious and shifty the whole time she's telling the story. There's some shit about this otherworldly spider. There's something about their stripper roommate. And very conveniently, maybe a day or two after the cat went missing, when Destiny is still mourning the cat, when Destiny is making missing cat posters for this cat, and Amberlynn's not helping at all, by the way, Amberlynn pulls out a jar of cash from the closet, and it's labeled Wasabi Fund. And she says, hey guys, I've been saving for something. It's called the Wasabi Fund. I'll tell you what that means later. Zoom forward a week. Hey guys, I went and adopted a new baby kitten and I've named it Wasabi and I paid for the money. I paid for it with the money from the Wasabi Fund. Mm-hmm. So this is cat number 1, right? Write this down. This is only the first cat.
But wait, there's
Skip
more.
Forward. Yeah, there's more. So this already happened, and people already have known for years that this was so freaking suspicious, because you just got to watch the video. I know I'm going to sound like I'm just waving my hands around and begging you to believe me, but there are so many compilations of Amber.
Obvious.
Oh, it's so obvious. It's so freaking weird. And there's a lot of detail I'm leaving out too, but if it sounds interesting, you can definitely look up anything about it. There's so much. Now, this was I guess that would have been about 8 or 9 years ago. Skip forward to last fall, so almost a year ago now. Hard to believe. Amberlynn takes all of her pets with her from Oklahoma to Wisconsin to go stay with her long-distance relationship girlfriend, Tommy, / Emily, the feeder.
there's
You may
some
be
stories
familiar
there
with the
too.
feeder.
It's like there's so many rabbit holes.
It's a whole thing. There's so many details
It's
I'm
all
leaving
so
out. I swear to
stupid.
God. There's so much. It just gets so insane.
Yeah.
So skip forward to like October, November of last year, I believe. Amber takes all of her pets, her dog and 2 cats, with her to
Yes.
Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of this detail we got in the moment, but a lot of it we got recently, which is
Yeah.
part of why people that are into Amberlynn have been saying things are so crazy lately. Tommy, the girlfriend that was there at the time that she went to see, has confirmed a lot of details about this story, and it basically goes like this. Amberlynn and Tommy were arguing for like 12 hours straight.
Oh God.
Really bad, involved both physical and verbal abuse. Really horrible situation. Finally, 5 o'clock in the morning, Amberlynn's not letting Tommy sleep. He's pushing her over. All kinds of crazy shit's happening. Tommy goes, I need to get out of the house. I got to clear my head. So she goes out through the back sliding door and like just fucks off for a while. Allegedly, she left the door a little bit open when she left. And Amberlynn didn't notice, even though she was sitting at the kitchen table a few feet away. And the cat got out. Now, the cat was inside when Tommy left. And then Tommy didn't come back home for like, what would it have been? Like, I think 18 hours or something like that. Because I think she just
it was
went
the
straight
next
to
day.
work or something. It was the next day. So this happened at about 5 a.m. And the next day at 10 p.m., Amberlynn had been texting Tommy all day, begging her to come home. Tommy said, I don't feel safe coming home because you hit me and you pushed me over. I don't feel safe coming home. I'm not going to come home. And then suddenly, moments later, Amber texts, okay, but I can't find Rarity. I can't find Rarity in the house. I think Rarity might be gone. Sure enough, Rarity's gone. There is heavy speculation, again, given the way that she's told the story, the way the facts were originally presented, but then now have been sort of corroborated by Tommy, along with her past history, that she also let the cat out again in order to get Tommy to come back home. And guess what? Spoiler, they never found Rarity, so I
And it
really
was in the
hope
middle
not
of a
RIP,
Wisconsin
but
winter, and there was
Yeah.
like 3 feet of snow
Yeah.
outside.
So,
Yeah.
it's kind of insinuating there, Tommy was saying that Amberlynn used the cat to make Tommy come home like the excuse, right? Which is, that's pretty fucking bad, guys. I don't know what to tell you. But, I mean, now I can bring up now for the animal side, I can only say this about DSP, okay? So DSP had 2 hamsters. They died. That's all I can say. We don't know much about it, but they died. I know it's not very much in comparison, but you know, that's it. I will say this though. He did slam a hamster. Have you ever seen the slam video, guys? It's ridiculous. I'll show it to you.
I don't know this.
Oh,
no.
God. Okay,
Oh,
I'll
my
bring it up.
goodness,
I'll bring it up. But anyways,
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh,
And
God.
wasn't there a rabbit involved with
Well,
the Keno Casino tech?
Yes, there was. Okay, yes, there was. So here, first,
Yes
let me
and
show
no.
you. Let me show you the slam first before we move on. So I do want to show you the slam because this is, while it's not leaving a door open so it runs away, bad levels of bad, it is kind of bad. So I'll show you here. It's right about
she
here.
goes. She's trying.
It is.
She's trying.
This
but
is
she
their
got
hamsters.
So fat, she slipped right back down.
Oh, poor Raisin.
So a lot of
Here we
people have been asking us, why haven't we done hamster vlogs in a while? It's very simple because we actually moved. Hello, Raisin.
Oh, is this not the slam? He does a wrestling slam to this poor guy. Oh, here it is. Maybe it's
Whoa,
here.
wrestling?
Yeah. Is this the one?
It's sad because when you say that, I'm like, I know who is doing it, and I'm like, yeah. Especially back then, I can see him doing that.
WWE Champions time.
I'll find
Furry
it.
Raisin.
Dago Hamster DSP Gaming. I know Dago made it. I forgot about. I was going to bring this up and I forgot about bringing that in my clips. But I promise I'll play it for the end of the day. I promise I'll play that for you. But anyways, yeah, the suplex hamster is absolutely real. It's 100% real. I'll find it for you. I promise. But one thing I want to show. Is the DSP says he takes care of his cat. It's a very healthy cat. He took the cat to the vet. This cat is 7 or 8 years old. And the vet said, hey, man, you might want to do a blood check on this cat. And DSP said no. And what's the reason he said no to that? He said it was an upsell. He said it was an upsell by the vet. Blood work, yeah. And he said it was an upsell. That's why he did not do it. Now, again, I'm not trying to compare those two things. Letting your animal out is way different than doing this. But let's just say they're both not perfect with animals. I found the hamster slam, and here it is. Don't do this! Don't do this! No! No, no!
It's time for a rousing hamster suplex.
Okay.
The
Hey,
hamster does not look very happy, but I do like
it's
the sound
not very
effect.
happy, guys. Look at this. He's struggling.
I'm upside down.
The sound effects do help. I'm not going to lie. The sound effects help. I'm not going to lie. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm so relieved.
Yeah. I had to counter with something, guys. I got to stick up I got to be the one saying DSP's worse in some way. But anyways.
Now that I think about it, both of them, sorry, we might highlight more similarities.
Oh, please,
but
please.
Both of them have a story about, I guess, so the stories I'm thinking about are the blood work thing, right? Phil went on, when trolls pressed him about that later on, he went on to bring the story even further. I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if you do, but he allegedly complained to the manager of the vet clinic that they tried to upsell them the blood work or something like that. Do you recall?
I don't remember that, but I mean, it makes sense. Maybe the chat will remember, and then I'll.
That sounds like something he would do.
Yeah.
I raised it as a customer service complaint and spoke to the manager, and the manager apologized and said it never should have happened. I'm sorry if I'm making that up. Oh no. Okay. People in the chat say the vet agreed with him.
That's the similar thing. Amberlynn does that same fucking shit, though. When someone says, questions or something. And I see you guys in the chat are saying this, and I'm going to let you know that I checked everywhere. Remember when we watched together, Sav, when she was talking about how far she looked around for the cat, It was like, oh, God, I had the Secret Service was looking for this cat. She says all this stuff,
but
she didn't do anything.
Around a wall. Yeah, she peeked around a wall to illustrate how hard she looked.
Yeah. She just makes sure if you question something, she'll explain it 1,000% over, and just make up stuff so you don't question it anymore, like it's gonna work, But
Well, she always brings in. She always says I talked to the vet, or I talked to my mom, or I talked to somebody, and they said so. She loves to bring in an authority figure to give herself more credibility. But
I think DSP for that is a lot of people. I think they both play the same role of a lot of people said this, or a lot of people told me this, so it's not their information, but someone told it to them, and that means it's more, I don't know, believable. Guys, I have corroborating evidence here.
I know what you mean.
But anyways,
well, it's out of their control then, right? It's not something that they can be held accountable for because it's beyond their control. It's someone else. It's my mom. It's the vet. It's FBI Frank.
Meth Bear says DSP and LR would rather die than admit fault or take responsibility for anything. I can't decide which of these women I dislike more. Meth Bear is he's an interesting character. Cuddy the cat, big ups. Cootie the kid, big ups. Jordan Fadeaway says sounds like ALR has something in common with Wings. Wow. The good thing about this debate is we could have many more debates about different people. But yes, Wings has more in common with Amberlynn in this case about the cat thing. I don't know if you know about that, Hecticana. Wings.
I know a little bit about Wings, but not nearly as much as I do about DSP and Amberlynn.
Well, Wings put a kitten under a bucket and forgot about it.
What?
That's what he said.
I know nothing about Wings.
Oh, yeah.
My
Wings,
God.
He said that was when he was younger or something, he put a cat under a bucket to kind of keep it, and then he forgot it. And then weeks later or something, he came back and what do you think? What's going to happen? He was 5. So who knows if that's fucking true then anyway, And Wings has enough bad shit that we don't think about that. Copeside Phil says, Phil has guilt tripped the Dents about his parents dying multiple times. And let's not forget, just give her a pill. Okay, Copeside Phil, don't worry. I got you. So my turn now. I'm going to say something bad DSP did, okay? So one of my favorite things, not favorite, but one fucked up thing that DSP did that we can all agree on is that when his girlfriend, and we're not going to talk about girlfriend's age or anything. I'm sticking with facts, all right, guys? So don't expect anything about Pandalise 17, because that's not confirmed, But one thing that is confirmed.
She was 18 in one day. It's fine.
Yeah, So Amberlynn, Leanna went to the hospital because she had a panic attack, okay? So that means she was at work and she got sent to the hospital due to a panic attack, all right? So when they get there, DSP, again, stopped his stream and drove over there. Oh, no, excuse me, got a taxi to go over there. And then he went on stream to talk about it, all right? Now, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I do think this is a good, let's say, sample of what happened that day, all right? So this is right here, and this is a very classic way to watch this, okay? So let's sort of watch to a certain point here, and this is all him talking, really. This is not edited. This is before AI. This is what DSP said himself with cartoons to kind of help the story be more interesting. Let's go.
You have a bad attack, you could just pop the pill, almost like an EpiPen. It's like an emergency issue where if you have an allergic reaction, you pop yourself with that EpiPen and it solves the problem. So same thing here. You have a problem, pop the pill, right? And it'll cure the problem or whatever. But obviously she goes, but we don't recommend you do that all the time because as you can see, you are tired and loopy and you don't want to be that all the time, right? And I'm like, this is the most like stupid, what's the word I'm looking for? Patronizing woman I've ever heard in my life. She's given zero useful information whatsoever, and we waited 2.5 fucking hours for her. Okay. By the way, I'm not done yet, but I want to give a shout out to Smart Weirdo 95 who did a 2,000 bit cheer. Thank you, Smart Weirdo 95. He says, I've been watching since I was in middle school. Now I'm in college. Thanks for entertaining me over the year. Thank you very much, Smart Weirdo. That's very appreciated. 2,000 bit cheer is awesome, and obviously he is the cheerleader today for the stream. Okay. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Very good.
She literally says, okay, well, I'm done. See you later. And she starts walking out the door. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa.
What's going to happen now? Are we still staying? Or are you going to get a doctor? What's going to happen here? And she says, I guess I'll go talk to the doctor. And then she leaves. I'm like, American healthcare, ladies and gentlemen. What a great system we have, right?
I'm just waiting for one sentence.
We waited. Guess how long that we waited, folks.
By the way, this is him. This is literally him. He went to the hospital, came back, continued stream to tell this story after his girlfriend at the time, maybe it was fiance. I can't remember that fake engagement bullshit. But anyways, someone he lived together with for years. He's just got back, and she's still loopy, and he's telling the story on stream for money. But go ahead.
About another 20 minutes, I would say. About another 20 minutes, we just sat around doing nothing. So now for a grand total, we've been in this place for almost 3 hours, okay? Almost 3 whole hours.
Those are rookie numbers.
Who comes in the room?
nothing.
The doctor, right? The
Get
doctor
yourself to
comes in and
Canada.
says, oh, let's see. No, the nurse comes back in. The same nurse that gave us the sandwich. Oh, well, you had your blood pressure monitored this whole time. Your blood pressure looks fine. Everything looks good. She turns off all the machines. She says, okay, you can go.
Yep.
Wait, that's it? So
Here
you're
we
not going
go.
to prescribe a medication. You're not actually going to do any tests. You're not going to do anything. That we just waited 3 hours. All you did is you gave her a pill, which you could have fucking done, and just left her somewhere. There was no reason for her to come to the emergency room whatsoever. They did nothing. They didn't actually help her in any way besides just give her a pill. So we wasted over 3 hours in this emergency room. That was it. That was it. And then we're like shocked. We're actually shocked that this is it. This is the whole treatment that we got. So
Who's shocked?
we're walking towards the front of the hospital. And there's this area here that says, if you are, being, what's the word? Discharged, you have to stop here. So we stop there, and the woman, and she looks around the corner, she says, hi. She says, well, did the nurse give you the paperwork that said what you're here for? And we're like, yeah, here's the paperwork about anxiety. Okay, bye, see you later. That was it. So 3 hours in a hospital, in an emergency room area, nothing whatsoever useful was done whatsoever to Leanna. The drug that they gave her to help her was an hour earlier. That's American healthcare. Now, by the way, I guarantee you.
Go ahead.
I guarantee you, we don't know what the bill is because we don't have it yet. They're going to mail it, obviously. I guarantee you it's going to be like $1,000. I'm not even exaggerating. I guarantee you that bill's gonna fucking show up, and it's gonna be anywhere between $500 to $1,000. I guarantee it. Yeah, she has insurance. She actually is covered in insurance because she's already under the plan of her mother. That's what was one of the things that Obamacare actually helped with, is that it allows people who are young enough to be covered up to the age of 26 under the health insurance plan of their parents. So she's still covered under her mother. But I guarantee you, we're going to get a giant bill in the mail.
Here
for
it is.
Nothing. For
last
a pill.
minute, right
they
here.
Just handed her the pill and said $80 for the pill or
last
whatever.
Last
but
minute.
Instead, they had to bring her to the fucking hospital, and they did nothing. They literally did nothing to help her, and now she's going to get a giant bill. So there you go. Isn't that a great story, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't that great? I mean... It's just such a great American healthcare system, right? So now she's zonked out. She's sleeping, in the room because of, everything. She's still on the pills made her all loopy or whatever. So, we did, on the way home, I stopped and we got food. I grabbed like chicken sandwiches and we just ate them and now she's sleeping. So that's what happened. Unbelievable. Like,
here we go. This is the key point.
Oh my God. The thing is, I know if this ever happens again, I'm going to tell him, you are not allowed to bring her to the hospital. No, you get no permission to fucking do it. You can't give her a pill. You want to give her a pill, give her a pill, and that's it. Because you're just going to waste our time again. You didn't help us at all. What I thought.
There you go. So that's the give her a pill moment, where he said someone he's supposed to be in love with, fiance at the time, said if she ever has that problem happen again, just give her a pill. You're not allowed to take her to the hospital anymore. All right. So pretty bad. But Hector, I'll go to you. I know Amberlynn has a history of not being, let's say, thoughtful of the partners, right?
That's true. Absolutely.
Yes. So anyways, big ups to Chuck Barrett, who said, in my opinion, ALR is worse with her actions, but DSP is nastier at heart. He just can't hurt anyone because he's a hermit. Big ups to all three of you. Yeah, so one thing you will say about Amberlynn that is more positive, I guess, that makes her a more normal person, is she does get out of her house, right, Hector?
Yeah.
She is DSP
as
is
long as
once
she's got
a week.
Ride. Somebody has to pick her up, but yeah, she does.
Now, here's another thing they have in common. So DSP can't drive long distances because of his back injury. And he went for years, whenever he wanted to go, we're talking about Street Fighter time, he had to get his friend to drive him because he couldn't do highways and shit. Now I know this could be Amberlynn's situation where she doesn't want to get a license because it's nice to have people taking care of you, right? So that's another similarity they definitely have, is like they want to be that kind of helpless with certain things, so other people have to help. You know what I mean? But who knows? Walyab says, speculate the ALR, let the cat out. Shouldn't be evidence for her being worse. It should be facts. Well, I mean, definitely, guys. I know. It's not... Personally, I think ALR is a worse person, personally.
Well,
but go ahead.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily just like that one incident made us go, ooh, I wonder if she let it out. It was that plus all the other things that she's done. And kind of like Sav and I were saying, there were a lot of other details and stuff that made it pretty clear what happened. But, we wouldn't have time to go through all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it is speculation, but it's pretty clear once you kind of know the whole story.
Yeah. I mean... how she, especially the talking about the fucking Wasabi Fund is so ridiculous, man. That's so insane. Like any person with any thought in their mind, right, would say, hey, dude, I'm not going to tell the chat. I'm not going to show this to chat or show this on a video, which you can edit out. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're trying to be evil, right? You don't show that on screen.
Tell everybody about it.
That's ridiculous.
Really bad.
Yeah. Ryan says, this just makes you wonder all the ways DSP manipulates and abuses Kat behind the scenes. Now, that is true. Okay, that is true. We don't know how, that happens behind the scenes. The only thing we do know is Philip will ignore everyone he talks to ever, right? In videos, when they're on the stream with him, he will ignore Kat. He ignored Panda, even worse, honestly. But Amberlynn does that too, right, Hector? When she's on stream with somebody, they're not getting much talking time, right?
Oh, yeah, no. She needs to tell you all about her awesome life. And in fact, she will talk about her partner while they're sitting right next to her. And she sucks.
Matt Ice says, if I recall correctly, Phil said in a stream that this incident was when they were technically broken up and they were just basically roommates. No, that is correct. After Leanna left, which, by the way, Leanna left because of this, right? This was the final straw that made Leanna say, I'm out of here. Was that because that's what is literally 2 weeks after the announcement they broke up came out, and 2 weeks before that was this night. So it makes sense that Leanna's like, all right, fuck this. But he did say later, many years later, that I helped her out even though they were already broken up, right? We were already broken up and I was doing all that stuff for her. And this is someone he lived with together for years at that point. Years at that point, all right? Years at that point, which is pretty crazy. But anyways, okay, Hecticana, you're up. Which clip do you want me to start with, or what do you want to talk about, the clips you shared? What should we get into next about ALR here?
So I started kind of less crazy and got crazier with each clip. So just start with the first one.
Okay, play. Okay, I got it here.
Yeah, so basically, and the funny thing is, it's pretty interesting timing because her aunt in fact, she's still in the middle of sharing a lot of stories and receipts and text and stuff from all the times that Amber has been a shithead to her. And this is kind of what started it all. Like she was at the very beginning of, or I guess kind of a while back, several years ago, I should say, she was trying to explain why her aunt doesn't talk to her anymore. And so she came up with a really interesting reason, and her aunt found out about it. So
Okay, let's go. This is a minute-long clip. Here we go.
My aunt has completely stopped talking to me. In December, she blocked me on Facebook. She blocked me on her cell phone, blocked my number completely. I have no way of getting a hold of her whatsoever. And the reasoning is because I'm fat. Okay. I'm not kidding. When I uploaded a video about how my aunt doesn't talk to me anymore because I'm fat, I'm a little on edge about that. I ended up talking to her and my cousins regarding that video. I had no idea they were going to see it.
Okay. So I'll stop right there. That's something that I'm not sorry for what I said. I didn't know you would see it. Come on. I didn't know you were going to watch that. And I could tell an exact comparison is when DSP was pissed about people not watching his Pokemon stream many years ago. He said, the only reason people saw that is because everyone's sharing it. Well, you still said it, but it's the exact same thing, But all right, here we go.
My cousins regarding that video, I had no idea they were going to see it. I had no idea my aunt even watched my YouTube anymore or anything. And they were greatly offended.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was vulnerable and I was upset, and I really felt like blaming my weight on everything was just like the easiest way to go.
There we go. So
I only said it because I didn't know you'd see it.
And it even gets crazier because like a year ago, she did a reaction to that apology video. And at that moment, she cuts back to her current self and goes, taking accountability, I'm like, I don't think you know what that word means.
She declares that she will just say something and then go, I am taking accountability, and then just move on to the next topic. It's like, I always think of, in The Office when Michael doesn't understand how you declare bankruptcy, so he stands up and says, I am declaring bankruptcy. It's the exact same thing with her taking accountability.
There you go. I declare accountability right there. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
So that I didn't know about that one. Is pretty interesting how they both will decide later, because DSP has watched his old shit before too, and say, just the memory of it is all different. And I have different reasons for saying this, or why did I say that? I don't know. And he always has different excuses, like I was a character. Has Amberlynn ever used that excuse? I was playing a character, or I was doing something because I think the fans would like it. Okay, that's fair enough.
So
in fact,
I will say, I was going to say that she said she was trolling. So like when she ate all the Captain Crunch out of the casserole dish, guys, I was trolling on purpose. Oh my God, you fell for that? You thought I was serious? I was baiting you. When you watch the original video, it's so clear she was being genuine.
Similar to the push-ups.
She suffers from ASMR. Yeah, she said she was trolling.
Yes, exactly.
Similar to DSP, how he was very serious about, someone said, if you do 20 push-ups right now, I'll give you $100 or whatever amount. And DSP went off the camera for about 10 seconds, came back, said, whew, I did it. I'm winded. Whoa. Well, yeah, see, this asshole's not giving me money. And then years later, he would say, I was just kidding, and everyone knew it. So, similar, same.
Exact same thing, really. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to your Amberlynn clip next, Sav, if you don't mind. Do you want to give this a talk up, or should I just push play?
I just kind of half-assedly grabbed some clips, but she was recently, as in the live stream that happened the other day, addressing the time that she changed her Instagram username to Narcissistic Goddess. I actually brought this up on my last stream, and people thought that she was... I guess they kind of misunderstood the intention behind her doing it. I think they thought that she was just leaning into it, but really, this was sort of her king snake. So if you're familiar with DSP calling himself the king snake, this was kind of her king snake. She was like, oh, you all think I'm such a narcissist? Well, I guess that makes me a narcissistic goddess. And then she really leaned into this. She changed her username on Instagram for a time. She made it a little bit of a personality, not for a super long time. I'd say for like less than a month, because I think she realized how incredibly cringy it was. So on that note, the theme of the clips I've gotten for Phil and Amber here are who has the cringiest owning the haters moment, and then also the cringiest retcon of that moment. So these Amber clips, there's not that many of them, but I've kind of strung them together in chronological order here. So there's the username. Okay, here we go. There's the username Narcissistic Goddess. And she loves Instagram, and she loves those thirsty pictures. And then,
oh my God,
check out the caption on that one. Narcissistic goddess baby with a kissy emoji and a toilet. I still don't know why it's a toilet. I would love to know, but I don't know if I ever will. It's weird. It's gross. Why?
Yeah, what is that symbolizing?
I don't know. And also, this picture is so. She was like, this was like spring of 2022. She was in this like. I took this screenshot on Instagram. I was going back through her Instagram at this time, and she was in some like. Blooper, shut up. She was on some like.
Every time I see something embarrassing, I gotta post it.
She was on some sex kitten bullshit. All of the photos from this time were like this, and it was so gross, like so uncomfortable.
Isn't she back on that, by the way, this train of hot pictures now on Instagram? I thought I saw that. I forget who I saw saying that.
You can always tell when she's actually single, because she'll start doing that. Like these kind of TikToks and stuff.
Yeah, she's looking. Totally. She's hunting.
She always has those horns, and it is so annoying.
Come on, that's her look.
YouTube creators, not just me. I have met.
Oh my God, Emily, no.
The come in from the side is so good.
Watch how Amberlynn reacts, by the way. Yeah,
I like her coming in from the left. Cool react.
You need one of those sound effects, like a horror sound effect for a jump scare.
Oh, I got it. Here we go. Ready? I'll slow it down. I think I can pull this off. Let me try. Hold on here. Here we go. I'll slow it down. Here we go. Here we go, guys. No! No! No!
No!
Nailed it. Okay, get out of here.
That was great.
If anybody has never watched Amber, this is how she reacts to stuff. She doesn't learn how to use computers at all. She just she just films the laptop and just kind of peeks in every once. That's what she does.
Yeah.
Watch something else.
She's also really drunk here. Really drunk.
Okay, and she though goes through periods of saying I want to quit that, I want to not do that, but then she goes again, and the same with Delta 8, I think, right? She quit that for a while, but then can't keep up with it. She won't say she's an alcoholic though, right? DSP says he's an alcoholic, but he got past the alcoholism, so now he can just drink whenever he wants. I don't think Amberlynn ever said I'm gonna stop drinking though, right? I don't think so. But anyway,
I mean, she will kind of every once in a while, but
okay.
Not because she's an alcoholic or anything.
No, narcissistic people in my life.
Yes.
I don't match that type of energy.
Correct.
Pros to YouTube, and that's why I stick around. I'm
Narcissistic goddess. Whoa, look at me right here. Looks like I'm getting good dick.
Oh God. Okay.
Gross.
All right. But on that note, I don't think she'd be interested in that, right, Sav? If memory serves.
Well,
she'd be
unless
so
it's Dalton.
I mean,
Dalton
there'd be an
turned her straight
argument made, because there's always been a rumor that, she would enjoy that, but
okay, fair enough.
She when she first got with Jade, she briefly pretended to be bisexual and poly. I don't know if you remember that. That lasted all of like an actual minute because Jade was bi and poly. So she pretended to be as well, but they ended up coming to a compromise and Jade became monogamous. So.
Okay,
and
fair
Beck
enough.
had mentioned at one point that Amber did question everything a couple of times when they were together. So I mean, who knows what she actually wants,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's neither here nor there. I honestly think she's more just like opportunistic than anything. I think this recent thing with Dalton, he was probably giving her attention, calling her beautiful, and she was in the right mood to go along with it. I don't know.
Yeah, one thing they have in common. This is turning into not a debate, but this is what they have in common. Amberlynn is the king of saying, or the queen of saying, people said I look hot, right? Like when she's out.
Oh, yeah. People want her all the time. She's with some Foodie Beauty now. I don't know if you're into Foodie Beauty at all, but like Foodie Beauty's thing was always, she would like be out in public, and anytime she'd be out in public, she'd be vlogging or live streaming, and she'd go, oh, he wanted me. Like she'd go through the Arby's drive-through, and like the guy would hand her the sandwich and be like, bye. And she'd be like, oh my God, he wanted me so bad. And I feel like Amberlynn is turning into that.
Yeah, DSP is kind of, he doesn't say that in terms of looks. DSP does not have confidence in his looks. That's not something he has confidence in. But he will say everyone agrees with him and said he's awesome in other ways, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of a similar.
He's very smart.
But different. Yeah, everyone says I'm smart. I get all these emails from people that say I'm amazing, that kind of stuff. But it's the same but different. Yeah.
Be friends.
Narcs usually come from trauma. Yes, I actually agree with that wholeheartedly. This whole like narcissist thing is so silly because it also is something else that like people cannot control. So let's just say I am a narcissist just for the sake of like arguing about it. People like almost like calling me out or like saying that as a bad thing is probably insulting to people who like do have it. Mm-hmm. And I know for me, like I used to have my username Narcissistic Goddess on Instagram because I was playing the role of what people like say to me. And
see, this is owning the haters in DSP world, guys. Yeah. Owning the haters, you know.
But the thing is,
yeah.
In
owning
that
the
last
meme,
clip,
excuse me.
she's like,
owning
oh, Narcissistic Goddess. Yeah, Narcissistic Goddess. She was acting all sassy and bitchy about it, and now she's like, wow, guys. Like, that's very, I was being very offensive to narcissists, is effectively what she's saying, which is a very strange thing to say.
Yeah.
In a way, that is offensive. And I got called out, and I learned from my mistakes. So I took that off as my username. See, that's also confusing because sometimes I do question, like, is loving yourself narcissistic, or should you love yourself? Like, I don't know. Maybe I am a narcissist. You guys know my username on the good old, what's it called? Instagram used to be Narcissistic Goddess. So if I'm a narcissist, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't choose that life.
I didn't choose that life.
And just in case anybody wonders.
Yeah.
And of course, we only know what she shows us, right? But based on what we have seen of Amberlynn, she is like textbook narcissist. It is like every single thing you read, you're like, yes. And it just gets more and more obvious she's a narcissist. So.
Yeah, same thing at DSP. Many videos have been made about that, how it's just such a textbook case of narcissism. It's ridiculous. Check out Baxter Zavchenko's video on that if you want to see a real breakdown of all the things that go into DSP being a narcissist. And I'm sure he can make one for Amberlynn too, because they're so similar with this shit.
Okay, happy days. I'm horrible. I suck. I'm the worst person on the planet. No one's coming to my funeral more than likely. I'm a shit. I'm a trash. I'm lame. I'm a narcissist. Narcissistic Goddess coming at you. That'll be my Instagram username handle. Amberlynn Reed is no longer Narcissistic Goddess. Will now be on my birth certificate.
Like she said, I'm a shit. I'm a narcissist. After saying it's something you can't control.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess if I'm a narcissist, I'm just the worst narcissist there's ever been, huh? I guess I just don't deserve anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Just because I'm bad at games means I'm a horrible person, I should die, right? That's what they think, the detractors. That's what DSP says, you know. And it's like attaching the one thing that is negative about them, and that's what the only thing people make fun of about them. That's the only thing that people say is bad, is just because this one thing, you know. And DSP attaches that to I'm bad at games, even though no one really gives a shit about how good he is at games. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I mean, you make fun of it. Yeah, you laugh at the clips, but it's
entertaining.
Yeah, you know, it's not the big deal. That's not a big deal at all.
And the people who diagnose me as a narcissist are those who like give narcissists, which narcissists, they have a bad name. So do people with BPD. But narcissists have even a worse name, obviously. And the people who diagnose me as a narcissist are those who want to genuinely see me in every bad light possible.
See?
So
There we go.
it's easier for them to not sympathize with a narcissist versus
That's not true.
sympathizing with someone with BPD. Trust me, I get it. Like, I see through you guys. It's totally fine. Narcissistic Goddess here. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, genuinely.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
There we
so
go.
we've come full circle. That was just 2 days ago. We're full circle back to owning it. I guess I'm narcissistic goddess.
And it's just, again, just like DSP does, to put labels on himself, like I'm a bad gamer, so you can, I get made fun of that, but that's it. But that's not it. That's not, it's not just she's a narcissist, that means everyone's making fun of her because of that. There's a lot of other things in there. I wanted to ask you guys, and I'll go to you first, Tecticana. DSP has unironic fans. They do exist. They are few, but they do exist. Does Amberlynn have any unironic fans left?
Oddly enough, yes. Again, not very many, and it's hard to know exactly how many. But,
Yeah.
I mean, and there's a chance that a lot of them could be LARPers. We don't really, the Detractorverse, LARPer is a thing, right? That people know there are people pretending to be fans. But I don't think that's happening in the Amberverse. I think she really has people in her streams that are telling her how great she is and how they feel sorry for her. And yeah, I think she does. And I don't know who. Like, I don't know if I want to meet them or not. Just to see, like, who are these people? What are you doing?
Yeah, because DSP has at least the thing of I play games, and some people watched him play games when they were 12 years old, and now they're 25, and they're in there, right? DSP's my man. But back in her peak, what was her peak of popularity, Sav? Was there a peak of popularity, Amber? Or was just Amberlynn detractors came in and that was it?
I guess peak viewership would have been late Destiny era, probably early Becky era. It was basically when she went out and did stuff with people. People love the side characters, and I know we got our own cast of side characters now, but they're not present there in person. We know about Alexis as an entity, but we don't see her really. Yeah. I think that would have been the peak of her popularity. That being said, though, okay, this is kind of part and parcel with the Amberlynn cycle, which you might hear about if you follow Amberlynn, right? So they say that during the early stage of the Amberlynn cycle, that's when she's beginning a new diet. She's got a plan laid out. She's motivated. I'm 500 pounds. I'm going to be 300 pounds. I'm going to do this, this, and this. I did 3 days successfully. This is great. That's when she brings in those new fans, and they want to see her succeed, and they cheer her on, and they sympathize with her for having a shitty childhood and going through all these traumas that made her the way that she is. And then she goes through the cycle where she fails and she copes and she lashes out and bad things come out about her, and then those people become haters, and then you just rinse and repeat. So you've got this never-ending throughput of people that are coming in as fans and becoming haters.
Door, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you even see like Mr. Snowflake, right? That's his whole bit, was he was trying to prove that she's a good person who we shouldn't be mean to, and in doing so realize that she sucks, and now he's really mean to her. So happens to the best of them.
That's interesting. I didn't know that's what his plan.
Her tipping point was kind of between at the beginning of the Beck era, right after Destiny, when people really started to realize that she was full of shit, and that's when I think the negativity started outweighing the positivity. And Sav is right. I think there are very few people left. In fact, there may be just a handful of people who have watched her longer than maybe a year, because it doesn't take long to realize she's full of shit.
Yeah. And there's a different, similar but different DSP cycle, and that's what that cycle is everything's going great. I love my life. Everything's perfect. Okay. Then the next step is he doesn't hit the goal a few times. And then he lashes out at everyone and says they're the worst, and the tractors ruined my life. And then he says, okay, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to move for the better. And then the cycle starts over. So a little different, but they all have their own cycles, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, I want to get into another DSP one here. And Sav, you brought this one up, and I'm going to give the quick rundown of it for everybody here. Real quick, Yona Hall says, what I've learned so far, they are both gay. Well, Amberlynn is gay, yes, but that's it. We don't know about DSP yet. Verifiably gay, yes. ALR abuses pet cats, and DSP abuses his pet cat. We don't know about that, Yona Hall, but
I approve that comment.
I don't know about that.
There you go.
I mean, there is a conversation to be had about your partner and their health. How responsible are you for your partner's health? And I'm not ready for that debate right now, but there is something to be said for that. Hecticana, you looks like you might say something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that was interesting, because Cat, even without the weight gain for Cat, I mean, something's going on behind the scenes. It's weird. So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Talby says,
and then of course you hear him talk about guys when he plays video games compared to girls, and it's
yeah,
pretty obvious something weird's going on there too.
would DSP ever wipe for Cat? Well, we do know that that's a question in chat, a normal question you get on every normal stream on YouTube. Okay, so we do have that some of Amberlynn's past lovers have said they did that for her, correct? Factually based. I don't think DSP would do that personally, but I don't know. I don't know. We're not going to talk about other ways that Amberlynn has managed to do that. I see people in chat that know that.
He definitely wouldn't be hand washing the washcloths himself after. No. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Amberlynn found a different. Some of you might not know. Sunny Smiles, you might not know what we're talking about. But Amberlynn found a more unique way of wiping that was.
There's a short. I don't know if you want to look at it. There's a short on my channel where I showed that.
That's good for me. Good enough for me.
It'll give you a visual representation of the way she does it.
Let's go.
Good enough for me. All right, here we go. This is it? Oh, okay. Found it.
I just have like a couple short.
Here we go. This is Hecticana's channel. Please go sub to him. Here we go. I put the link down below.
I'm not sure how this is going to work.
Oh.
I guess we'll find out.
Oh, God!
It works better than you think.
Jesus!
I changed my mind. This is a bad idea. Amber, how do you do this?
You're banned. Ban him. Get him out of here. He's banned. What did you?
Apparently, how she does it. That was for scientific purposes.
Okay, that was.
Except you need your partner to come in and wash the cloths for you.
Right.
She would not wash her own cloths.
Yeah.
That's next level. That is next level,
and those
man.
need to be your roommate's heirloom cloths from his dead mother. But
that's another layer. So many rabbit holes. Yeah. It's worse and worse.
A lot of people are asking, Hecticana, was that chocolate pudding you used, or what was that? Was the substance you used on there in that video? You want to keep it secret? That's fair. Fair enough. Don't get the magic.
It was Nutella.
Okay.
I don't want to start any rumors or anything.
He's wiping. Okay. Talby says they were not broken up before. Give her a pill if you think that you've fallen under hypnosis. Well, Talby, broken up means different things, right? What I mean broken up, I mean they were living together, but they were, I know what you're saying though, Talby. I know. Larry Alva says DSP said he didn't give permission for Panda Lee to be taken to the hospital if it ever happened again. Who is he to allow anything about her? Well, that's because he was trying to be this. In a way, he spun it in his mind like I'm taking care of her, right? I don't want her to have to pay these medical bills again, but really just thinking about himself. And I think Amberlynn's in many examples of that too, where in protecting other people, it's really just watching out for themselves. But they put it under the guise of, I'm protecting them.
Yeah, they want to seem like an empath.
Yeah, but they're not at all. Yeah. They're not at all. Lotion Me Up says they both know a lot of people. And that is key when you know a lot of people. Okay. Big ups, Lotion Me Up. Wipe me up. Okay. I'm going to get to one here that's recent. Very recent. Extremely recently. I'm going to try to tell the story as quick as I can. All right. So DSP in last year was doing his normal shit, begging for money every day. That's just his normal shtick, if you didn't know. He plays games and begs for money. Well, there is this one group of people that go by the name of Kino Casino. And they run a channel on Kick, and they just make fun of little cows, basically. That's what they do. And they decided on stream, by the way, live on stream, they said the following. They said, wouldn't it be funny if we gassed up Phil and got him on the stream? And we said shit like, yeah, man, you're good at games. They said that on stream, okay? Literally, they spilled the beans of the plan on their own stream. But enough people messaged DSP, and DSP messaged them and said, hey, I heard you want to do something. And that started what is known as the King Arc. During the King Arc, there was a lot of people from the Kino Casino side that thought it was legitimate, that thought really Kino Casino likes DSP and they are fans of DSP and want to see him succeed because that was the shtick that Kino Casino was rolling with, all right? They were saying things like, DSP is awesome, detractors suck, detractors are the worst. They got Philip to do a lot of things with them, and it was making DSP a lot of money, okay, because he had more attention than ever, and seemingly was positive attention because, oh my God, these guys that make fun of lol cows are kind of teaming up with DSP, and they're bringing him on the show and stuff, and that sent off a whole 6-month period of DSP saying he was in a resurgence, okay? He was going through resurgence, and the internet thinks better about him than they ever did before. No one hates him anymore, right? Now, at the end of this arc, Triple P was a little bit more transparent with his intentions. Triple P was being a little bit more pointed with his jokes about DSP. He started calling DSP's wife fat to his face on Twitter when he came on his own show, multiple times calling DSP's wife fat, okay? Then there was a stream he did with Steve Cambion that Taquino Casino set up, in which Steve Cambion basically drilled Phil about questions detractors would have for him for about an hour, right? And DSP still wanted to be teamed up with the Kino Casino. He's like, how can we spin this? How can we make this happen? How can we tell the people we're still together, But then DSP finally said, guys, I don't want to do drama anymore. I just want to go back to making games and doing that, begging for games, begging for money. And he didn't say it that way, but you know what I'm saying. Well, that was the end of it. Triple P blew up on Twitter, blew up about it. They made fun of the Kino Casino made fun of DSP for 2 hours on their fucking show, and DSP decided to answer with this. Okay, so this is how DSP decided to spin this whole arc after it ended. This is what he tried to say. Okay, so this is 9 minutes into this 50-minute Level 666 podcast, which happened only 5 months ago, if you can believe it. The people in the casino, in the chips there, that is Kino Casino. If you didn't know, the person on the left is Review Tech USA. Ironically enough, you can't make it up, this was the guy that Kino Casino and DSP made fun of together. That kind of was the kickoff of this whole arc. And DSP brought him onto the show because he thought it would make it a bigger deal, I guess. I don't know. But let's see how DSP decided to end this this King arc, excuse me.
I bring this up for a reason, all right? And we're going to explain it in just a moment. But I have one other question for you before I actually show you the briefcase, okay? And the question is this. Okay. Are you familiar with the king snake? The animal. Nope. You're not. Nope. The king snake is a creature, a snake, that lures other snakes into its den.
Just want to reiterate, it's a creature, a snake. The king snake is a creature, a snake.
Are you familiar with the snake, the animal?
He's so fucking cool right now.
He's on top of the world right now. I got him right where I want him.
You're not.
Nope.
Oh.
The king snake is a creature, a snake, that lures other snakes into its den. Dangerous snakes. Snakes that are known to already be predators.
Ooh.
Rattlesnakes and others. The king snake uses this trick in order to make those creatures feel safe. And then the king snake surprises those creatures from behind and swallows them whole. The king snake.
Are you swallowing me, Phil?
Hold on.
We're just not playing along.
Hold on.
King snake eats other predators
Real quick, I
whole.
want to say,
Please,
it's
go ahead.
It's a shame that he wasn't actually that this didn't actually happen, because the fact that the king snake is called the king snake would have been perfect if he had actually planned this all along. But anyway,
it would have been. Yeah, it would have been.
Wishes.
This is big ups to Watcher. One of the greatest unintentional comedy moments ever. This was so amazing to see happen. Oh, we gotta wait wait till the mic drop here. It's coming up right
After
now.
laying a trap. Okay?
Okay, you listening? Listen up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There's the flames.
is the briefcase. This is Andy and Ashton's briefcase.
No.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, today
What?
on this podcast, this is not the Level 1 podcast featuring RTU
What is it?
at all. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Level 666 podcast straight out of fucking hell. Because today,
Hang on, I gotta find the button.
live on the show, it is time to explain to you how over the last 8 months.
By the way, right there, I can, it's back in the past. He was trying to change the header here, I believe, but he couldn't find the button. Yeah. So look, he's trying to fuck with his Stream Deck right now, but it didn't work, or he couldn't find the button. Look, he's trying to find
The
it.
Level 666 podcast straight out of fucking hell.
Yeah.
Because today, live on the show,
Straight out of fucking hell.
it is time to explain to you how over the last 8 months and the last couple of years, all of my planning has finally come to fruition.
Okay.
I robbed Kino Casino.
I'm going to stop there, okay? So.
Oh my god! I forgot just how.
Yeah.
Oh!
And some of there out there might be saying, okay, well, that's not so bad. He just was on their show for a while. Well, I unfortunately have to share a little more, okay, about this story. DSP, during this, leaked the DMs he had with Triple P and Andy, members of the Kino Casino. In those DMs, guys, and they're available to download if you ever want to read them, he said things such as, my parents are on their deathbed. My parents are on their last legs. Also, he said, my wife has been going through a lot of health problems, and it could be cancer. She's at high risk of cancer. They also said she can't, we've taken a lot of tests. We tried to do all this stuff. Also, he talked about multiple pets that have died, like a rabbit, in his house, right? Now, remember, there's two options here that for the truth, okay? There's two options. The first one is all that was true, and there was no snake eating. All that stuff was true, and DSP just shared that with Kino Casino to make them feel bad for him in hopes they didn't snake him. All right, that's the first option. The second option is you believe this snake eating is all true. And that means he made all of that shit up, including the possibility of his wife having cancer, for money. That's the two options here. Okay? So either way, I don't care how you slice it, that's pretty fucked up. Right? That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Phil doesn't see it.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand how it makes him look worse if he's lying.
Yes, that's the crazy part about this. Is okay, yeah, you got felt from the Kino Casino, but coming up with that and not thinking about what that means it takes a special person to think that. But anyways, Sav, what were your thoughts of the Kino arc? Let's get your what did you think of during this whole thing? I know you were watching the whole time.
I mean, the Kino arc was pretty cringe. It got pretty unbearable by the end. Like,
Yes,
I think
did.
it needed to end when it did. It got really fucking bad, especially when you got and then when he kept trying, like he tried to make smart guys keep being a thing with or without Kino Casino, and then you got these weird smart guys episodes with like people no one's ever fucking heard of except for the like most terminally online portion of the internet ever. I don't even fucking remember these people's names. You got like one of his mods coming on and everyone mocking him. Like it was.
Oh,
painful.
you're forgetting known internet legend Ethan Ralph. Sav.
Oh yeah, very forgettable human.
Internet stand-up guy Ethan Ralph. And
I mean, like you said earlier, the fact that he's bringing on RTU speaks volumes. They hate each other.
Mm-hmm. And this is just, I mean, I guess the theory here was to make it a bigger deal. I really don't know what the mindset here was.
Well, I'm guessing he thought that since they had started making fun of Rich, that Rich would be like, yeah, let's stick it to him.
That could be. Yeah, you're right, Phil.
Yeah, such a juvenile mindset, right? Like, oh, we bullied you together, and now you're going to team up with me to bully them back. It's going to be so freaking epic, guys.
Yes, and there's more stuff in the DMs too, but I just talked about the highlights. But there was many weird things in those DMs. DSP would write paragraphs upon paragraphs to Triple P at all hours of the night. Remember, he likes to say how busy he is. He can't do a lot of work on his streams or stuff shit, guys, because he's too busy with things. He's writing paragraphs upon paragraphs. He's staying on their streams till 3 a.m. Very busy. Wishes he had more time to spend with his wife, but yet we're doing this in the we're hanging out with the cool guys, Kino Casino, and that was a pretty fucking bad thing to do. There's many other options he could have taken with this King Arc thing, but he decided on leaking DMs in which he talked about his health of his parents, the health of his wife. All that's probably bullshit too, to be honest. I mean, I'm not saying all of it, but the severity of it, DSP has lied about in the past, guys. He's lied about the severity of his parents' health in the past. He said, guys, why do I have to take time off to see my parents? Why did I take time off to see my parents? Well, they're going to die soon, guys. They're on their last legs. You know what year that was? 2018. It is now 2025. He said they were on their last legs in 2018. And that's why he used your donation money for that trip. They're still alive and well. Even fishing.
Is that when he got married?
Yeah, that's when he got married. Yeah. And I did want to bring that up as well. Let me get let's do a tag team DSP thing here. So I did have this. There's two more things I got to mention before we run out here. I don't know how much time you got, Hecticana, but I was two more things we got to definitely talk about DSP. And one of them is this, okay? So I kind of spilled the beans a little bit about this, but this is how DSP described it himself. And this is from the June the King documentary. I could have just used June the King clips, honestly, but I didn't want to just steal all of June the King's work. But I did want to play this portion of it because it explains it very beautifully about DSP, how DSP described that parents thing.
And that is a marathon to raise money to pay for his taxes.
All right? It's going to be via tips, meaning the only real viable way for you to contribute and help me out in this situation is to tip me, because you tip me via sending funds to my PayPal, and that allows me to have those funds right away and put those funds toward my taxes.
The marathon was to take place in March of 2019.
2019.
Was to raise around $5,000 through tips. And as Phil mentioned, the tips he received, which is the money he made through PayPal and not subscriptions or other Twitch integrated services, would be used towards taxes.
More than likely, probably now, at this point, I've probably raised like around $900 to $950, because every dollar tip I only get 67 cents out of.
Imagine saying that, guys. Hey, Blooper, just letting you know. Thank you for the $2. I only get like $1.50 of that. Just letting you know. Thanks, though. Blooper World Order says, Hecticana, are you aware RTU is in love with Sav? Are you aware of that, Hecticana?
I am not aware of that.
Yes.
Is that canon?
It is canon-esque, I'd say.
Sav, is that canon?
Unfortunately, probably.
He likes to bring her up in many ways.
Has brought me up many times and sent me money to try to own me. I am very owned.
He has
anyway. Yeah,
the classic dude with women problems that tries to bring down. Everyone talks shit about Rutek, by the way. I don't know if you noticed on the internet, but he singles out Sav because she's a woman. He doesn't like that. Yeah. He doesn't like them. Anyways,
I probably got a lot.
Get in the ring.
$500 tips today, and all those only like 60%. So, but it is what it is. Thank you.
It is what it is, guys.
This was not very close to his $5,000 goal. So Phil did a second marathon in April where he made a bit more money as seen through the bar at the top.
Another marathon for this tax thing?
Again, stating where all the money would go to.
Since people have been asking me questions like, so what's going to happen now? It's very simple.
He just got $1,000 in one day, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know this story. $1,200 in one day.
With all the money that I've raised for these taxes, I'm going to go to my tax guy and say, this is what I have.
There was some natural skepticism and some paranoia around Phil, as he has shown himself to be a dishonest person. And so, in the detractor community, wild theories spread, but only the most gullible swallowed all theories around Phil. The newest theory came from the blindsiding reveal that Phil had gotten married to Kat and used the funds earned from the tax marathon streams to finance some of the wedding.
So you heard about that, how desperate he was for money, raised $2,000 from that. Some people started saying, I think he got married, okay? But DSP, of course, wouldn't say anything about that until...
But Phil got on stream to quell some of the unrest.
And by the way, as I'm going to explain, don't worry, again, everything's going to be explained. Everything I've told you guys up front about that stuff is true. Everything, every dollar that was raised to help with taxes is going towards the taxes.
Now Phil
Every dollar I received went towards the taxes. Okay.
is reasserting that all the money went to taxes. But later in the day, he states that was not the case.
Oh.
And I did 2 different marathon events, all right, that raised, in total, if you actually look at the amount of tips that I raised that can go towards these taxes, was around, I think, I want to say just under $2,500. But also what people need to understand, which they don't, is that normally I raise tips. And normally tips go to paying bills. So even though I raised $2,500, a chunk of that had to just go to pay my monthly stuff normally. And so even though I raised $2,500, in reality, it was probably under $2,000 that I had left over.
So, by the way, this is the very same day. He said every dollar went to the taxes. He just, the very same day, said, actually, well, there's other bills too, guys, just letting you know.
Afterwards to put towards the federal taxes.
Phil had lied throughout his marathon streams and the streams afterwards by now stating that over $500 or so went towards his bills and other expenses.
Yeah.
This contradiction seemed too great, so I asked Phil about it.
So June DM'd DSP to ask about this little discrepancy.
Phil responded with a superbly long-winded response. His answer is buried in this line, 2 words in his 357-word response. Quote, I misspoke, unquote.
I can't deny it. I said that all fundraiser money went to pay my taxes, but it did not.
That he misspoke about all the money
That
going to
sentence
taxes.
is amazing. You noticed a contradiction because I misspoke. Yeah, so you might have noticed I lied. It's because I lied.
Listen, I might have been telling... You might have noticed that I was lying to you. Well, that's right. I was actually lying.
It's because I was. Yeah.
So just letting you know, okay?
What I failed to mention was this was not the only piece of evidence I had reconfirming that all the money from his fundraising would go to taxes.
But again, as I've already said, I can assure all of you that there was no deception whatsoever on my part outside of the fact that the wedding existed.
What?
All funds that I raised for taxes and the like are going towards taxes. Not a dollar. Not a single dollar.
What?
That was supposed to be raised for taxes went towards anything
dollar.
Whoa, what? Not a single dollar.
during this wedding or anything. Nothing.
The clear answer is Phil lied, and the money raised is unaccountable. What few people knew at the time was...
All right, we're not going to get into that. Also, after this, DSP was, he had to pay a lot of money to taxes because he didn't pay his taxes. That's a whole rabbit hole for a different day. But he wasn't paying his taxes for a long time. He had to have a back taxes plan. When on that wedding trip, his parents said, hey, we'll pay for a honeymoon. DSP said, no, I can't do a honeymoon. Can you pay my taxes? And his mom said, okay, as long as you have a 10-year plan to get out of streaming because it's such a stressful life for you, clearly, and you can't make ends meet. And Philip said, okay, and she gave him the money. But yet, here we are, approaching the end of the 10-year plan that he got, in which he got money from his parents, thousands, by the way, thousands and thousands, and he didn't do it and has no plans on doing it because... He's doing so great now, guys. How could he ever break the 10-year plan that caused his parents to give him money? So, pretty bad. Yeah, go ahead, Sav.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure his recent retcon or recent, I guess, cope for the 10-year plan, he did address this not too long ago. And he said that his excuse was basically that COVID made it not count anymore.
Yeah, because what's he going to do? Go get a job during COVID? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, exactly. COVID ruined everything. The economy's in the shitter. I can't get a job. I'm wearing a mask. I'm washing my hands. What do you want me to do? I can't give you 10 grand. I can't give you money back. I can't get a job.
Yeah. So, like, kind of the theme of this one is obviously Amberlynn has done some more worse shit to fewer people. That's way worse levels. But DSP is, again, he's scamming hundreds of people at this time, just outright lying about how he wants money and saying things that are untruths about how he's using the money and receiving money from people that are easily parted with their money for various reasons and saying, guys, I need a lot of money for taxes, and then not spend on taxes and lie about it. And again, if people can spend their money however they want, if you want to donate to scammers all the time, I mean, donate to people, go ahead. Whoever you want is cool. But if they are literally lying about what they are using your money for, that's a scammer, and it's bad behavior.
Kind of fraud, yeah.
Yeah, it's just absolute fraud. And we also have a different history of fraud in DSP in his bankruptcy forms, in which DSP said in his public bankruptcy forms that his business expenses are $5,000 a month.
I can't believe when somebody called in and pointed that out that didn't make the bankruptcy officials or whatever think, oh, that is kind of weird. And actually look into it.
Yep. Who knows how much they're checking of that stuff, because who knows how many they do a day. I'm guessing they probably do 20 a day, and all these different incomes they got to worry about,
I think he got really lucky. I think he got really, really, really lucky, because it was really clear early on that this bankruptcy person had no idea as to like the nature of his work. Like, they didn't even know what PayPal was.
Yes.
They don't know what online streaming is. He had to explain everything like he was explaining it to like his 90-year-old grandmother. So I just think he got really fucking lucky. They don't know if he spends $5,000 a month on what? Video game? Yeah, sure. That's how much a game costs. I don't know. I'm 90. I don't know.
And some people that might not know, I mean, you might think that DSP was down on his luck, but he's the opposite of down on his luck, guys. He was making $10,000 a month at this time. Well, maybe a little bit less than that, but $10,000 a month, and he went bankrupt while making that much. And you might be saying, how can someone go bankrupt while making that much? Well, I'm going to introduce you to a little game that you might, maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but it's a game you play on your phone, and it's a game called WWE Champions. And WWE Champions.
This is where all the dense money goes.
Exactly. And you might say, okay, what is he doing? $200? No. He's doing way more than that. This was he said publicly he played WWE Champions on stream, and he said it was a shitty game. It was a boring game many years ago. But then, because of that, people found him playing the game in various ways on Discord and stuff, and it was totally confirmed it was him. Okay, but DSP, until very recently, the King Arc, as a result of the King Arc, he did admit. I'll have that for you. As a result of the King Arc, we got this video in which DSP said, it was me. I am down from the rafters. So, in addition to lying about tax money to get married and scamming mommy for thousands of dollars for a wedding, he also, while going bankrupt and begging for thousands of dollars, all the times I already talked about, it was confirmed he was spending upwards of $100,000 on this game. Okay, now you might say, how did people find out about that? Well, they found out about it from numerous ways, but his username was changed and people found that. They also, because his phone number was leaked online, people called the number. You have to have a number to get into Line app or something to confirm it. And then, of course, the bank leaks, and bank leaks are bad. No one should do it, but they're out there. And in those bank leaks, there was transactions, the likes of which you cannot believe, okay? So we're talking about thousands a day was being spent, okay? Look at that right there. That's how I got it. This is from the bank leaks, which are bad, okay? Bank leaks should never happen. It's fraud. This is from those bank leaks. Apple iTunes, my friends. Apple iTunes. This is one day here. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 $109.99 transactions to Apple iTunes, all for WWE Champions. The bank leaks, as Bob Hopkins just said, showed he was spending up to $4,000 on WWE Champions in a month. Okay? Now, again, everyone can spend money however they want. That is, I want to make sure that's very clear. However, if you are crying poor to your audience for money while spending $900 on a mobile game in single days, that's pretty fucked up. Now, Amberlynn has never done a financial... Well, actually, I shouldn't say that, because I think there is a financial scam in Amberlynn's history, isn't there, Hecticana? The fundraiser for the cancer of someone, right?
Well, yeah, sort of. It was okay. It's sort of up for debate, but she did a GoFundMe for wasn't it Beck's mom? And,
for Becky's mom.
And it turned out that it may not have been Amber really. It could have been the mom too. It's hard to say, but yeah, there was a little bit, but that's not generally
different. Yeah.
For.
So yeah. So not DSP is more of a fucked up person in terms of how he scams people out of their money for this. And again, you can spend money however you want. However, as I showed, he was begging for money out of his mind. And he begs all the time. But we're talking, guys, if I don't get this money, I will lose my house. While saying this, he's doing what you see on the screen right there. And that's confirmed because thanks to the King Arc, he admitted it was all him. Now,
look at that smug look.
Yep.
His twist on that is that he sold the account at some undetermined time. Who knows?
Bullshit.
Who knows when? But he sold it, and that's not him anymore. But still,
he just
that's
can't
pretty
be
fucked
honest,
up.
can he?
No. I showed on Twitter the fastest retcon ever. His answer to everything is first no, and then sometimes he'll I do know. Oh yeah, exactly. I know that exactly, actually, definitely. And that's just how he operates. This comment is a beautiful comment that says it perfectly. You have lied for years and years to the same people you begged money from for bills while you proceeded to spend an ungodly amount of money on WWE champions. When people asked you about WWE champions, you attacked and continued to lie, including while you were under oath during your bankruptcy. And that's the long and short of it right there. That is why I think DSP...
he still has fans.
And he still has fans somehow. And that's why they are not... They are not normal human beings is all I'm going to say about DSP fans. Because if you are willing to put up with this shit, man, get help is all I can say. Because the internet is an amazing place. And there's more people than ever that want your eyeballs and will give you great entertainment for it. I'm sitting with two of them right now that will not treat you like shit. They won't treat you like shit. I promise it. I promise you that. But yet, he still has people that give him money. And it's amazing. It's somehow... I'll never understand it. You know what I mean? Let's get to an Amberlynn one first here. Let's get to an Amberlynn one next. I kind of went long on DSP there for a while. What clip should we go to next, Hecticana? Which one do you want to show?
Let's skip to 3.
Okay, good deal.
It reminds me of the King Snake thing. Basically, you want me to give a little background on it?
Oh, please. Yeah, please.
Okay, so our King Snake arc just happened, and basically... we were treated to a tell-all by Amber's ex, which was, she called her Tommy, but her name is Emily.
Yeah.
And so basically, Mr. Snowflake had been told by Emily that she's going to talk to him. So he announced it, and before it even released, before Emily had a chance to say anything, Amber found out that the tell-all was about to happen. And so she gets out ahead of it. She comes on to a live stream and is just crashing out as hard as she can. And so I don't know if you've heard the term Darvo, but it's a term that's used for like narcissists and stuff like that. And the idea is they will never take accountability for anything. And so it is deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. And it can be summed up with, I know you are, but what am I? Is kind of the defense, right?
Okay.
And so that's what she did. She gets on her live stream and starts saying, all the things you're about to hear about me, nuh-uh, it was Emily. So that's kind of where we're at here. And I think in this clip, she is trying to explain why Emily might just say that she got pushed down and was abused. And so this is her explanation for that.
I didn't see this one. Oh, God.
Every time that I would start crying, she would leave the room completely.
Okay, real quick, I'm not going to defend the feeder here, but I'm saying, like, there's some people in life that is like a little bit too much crying, and you're like, all right, I'm done with this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to defend Emily there, but you know what I'm saying.
I had to deal with someone who did not care about my feelings at all. So when I tripped over the rug, and then I landed into her, and she was falling, I went to grab her. It didn't work out very well. She still landed on the floor. And then she started like hysterically, how come you pushed me? I'm like, what is actually happening? So she like,
wow.
I don't know. It was this whole thing. And I was like, this cannot be real right now. This genuinely cannot. Like, I have never been so gaslit.
And she mocked her. about how she
I've
reacted.
never been so
This
gaslit.
is before Emily had a chance to say anything, so you can tell she's trying to get ahead of it and say,
Yeah.
when she said she got pushed, this is what happened. Yeah.
Into thinking that the sky was actually the ground and the ground was actually the sky.
Wow. I guess she like
Again,
similar to
you're the
yeah.
one that pushed her.
I
You don't
know.
know which one's the ground and which one's the sky. You mean her. Okay.
Similar to the king snake. I think she had to think of something. This is the best she came up
Yeah.
with. I guess.
Yeah.
Because she knew there was going to be
There
some.
was so much gold dust in her crash out lives because she was, I mean, crashing out doesn't even describe it.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And you know, because of this, DSP has done this before as well. The king snake thing. That, you know why DSP did the king snake thing is because he knew Kino Casino were gonna leak the DMs if he didn't first. That's what led to him doing that. So not quite the same thing, but you know, they have to
That's
get
kinda
their
where
story
mine
out.
was similar, yeah.
Yeah, you have to get your story out there because I guess Amberlynn has some people that will believe her because she has members and shit, right? I mean, people are paying.
Yeah.
But I guess they could be trolls.
I will say I'm amazed how many members there are that they go onto her lives and it has a members only chat, so only members can talk.
Yeah.
And then they will chat and super chat just to make fun of her. I'm like,
so that we call
giving her
those
money,
yeah,
you know?
dent tractors. Yeah. Gotcha.
LARPer kind of thing. So I guess those would kind of be LARPers, but they're not pretending to be nice. They're just being mean. But
okay, so
but
yeah,
there are some ass-kissers, too.
It's very different. This is going to sound really stupid, but bear with me. It's
Please,
very
please,
different
yeah.
culturally in girl world to super chat Amberlynn or Foodie Beauty to call them a fat bitch. It's not that big of a deal to do. Like, it happens all the time. People aren't going to judge them. If people do that to Phil, you are vilified forever. You're just as stupid as all of his fans. Like, it's a way bigger deal. Just to illustrate this to people in the chat that are more acquainted with Phil, like it's a really big deal for people to troll tip Phil. It's not really a big deal at all for Amberlynn. Like,
and I think it's because money is kind of Phil's thing, you know, and so
it makes sense.
Well, and I also will say the response from Phil is either ignoring it or, you know, banning people or whatever, where Amber just goes, thanks for the money, you know, so she just kind of didn't care.
Cringe. Yeah.
Does she does get triggered though by those occasionally, right? Does she get triggered by okay.
So, you have obesity. I didn't know my psychiatrist was here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the best example. Ways. You know.
Yeah, that's interesting because it is different because if I like, let's just say I super chatted Phil $5 today. I would have half as many people watching me tomorrow if I did that. But you're saying like, has it, you know, like has anyone like known like creators done that to ALR to Amberlynn, like donate or anything? Like, you know, the big name people, have they? Has that ever happened?
I mean,
like, is it?
I don't think so. I mean, not that I remember. It hasn't been a big deal if they did, but
okay.
But you do have some regulars, and there are sock accounts. In fact, there are some people that I know are on sock accounts that are doing it. So I don't know. I bet they are, but.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Big ups to Meth Bear says Fearless Captain Alex also loves Sav. That's one of DSP's ex fans, or are you still a fan? I can't remember, but I'm not sure. But yeah, maybe.
Oh man, who knows?
Iwamoto says mod host bullied so hard he wrote in next episode. That's not true. What, Iwamoto? I don't get it. Cookie Whoopie Pie says he definitely keeps that Kino Kasik pick to May 1st. He does love his Andy.
Ab?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
And he said, I want to be more like Andy Worski, who has a checkered past, let's say. But because he can play games and people, you know, watch him play whatever game he wants, he...
His gaming soulmate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gaming soulmate. Ramen Brahman says, one of the King Snake's main defense mechanisms is popping itself and running away. Sometimes the universe has an irony. Big ups all. Oh, popping itself and running away. Big ups. Scoot Toeworker says, want to reiterate that he got the King Snake graphic from Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 33. Something sweaty. What? What? All right, there we go.
Like the video of those snakes in a pile that he used as the background?
There we go. He does love his sweaty man, that's for sure.
He knew right where to look to find that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't say it during the WP Champions section, but when Catherine, his now wife, moved in, he said, I made a commitment to her And I'm not going to play mobile games anymore in a big way anymore. And that was a complete and utter lie. He has spent thousands of dollars since that promise he made publicly to his wife, which, again, you do whatever you want. Everyone has their own marriages and relationships. But if you make a commitment publicly and then later say, well, I didn't keep that one, he seemed like an asshole. Panda in the window, like Malcolm X says, I think they were separated. That's why he was so resentful. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just don't think they were together in any real way. I don't think they could be like together, but I think during that whole hospital thing, they were still like separated, living apart, like he is now, in my opinion, with Kat. Because people that are together, guys, when they talk to each other, there's a bit of a flow to it, right? There's a bit of a feeling that, oh, these people like being together and they talk to each other. It's a thing, right? I don't think, though, I would ask you, Hector, how was the interactions with her partners while they were, good relationships? Was there some back and forth there? Was Amber still like...
So the funny thing is, the last relationship she had that was really on screen was Beck. And she was Becky at the time.
Yeah.
And basically, they were, and now looking back, we could see all the manipulation and all the terrible, behavior and stuff like that. But after Beck, she just didn't have anybody on screen. So Jade was the next person. Of course, we just now actually got that confirmed that was her actual name. We all knew. But,
yeah.
So we really didn't get to see it much, but you could kind of hear them talking off camera and stuff like that. And it seemed fine. And then the Emily stuff has been so like secretive and stupid. And when they were on, and she did show them a little bit whenever she went to Wisconsin, she'd show like their night on the town and stuff like that. And it was, pretty normal. But I think she was real selective after Beck. I think she was real selective about what kind of, stuff she shows whenever they're together. She edited a lot out.
Someone in chat is saying Bex is getting triple bypass surgery today. She's doing health problems right now?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Becky's very unwell right now.
Oh, okay. Well, best of luck to Beck.
I don't know if you saw their community post that they made with like the picture of them all anaphylactic and messed up, and they wrote like a whole novel. Unfortunately, Beck is not beating the I only come back for money allegations, because once again, they have come back for money. I want so much more for Beck. Damn it, Beck's my favorite. Will always have a soft spot for me. I can understand. Better.
I can understand people's like knee-jerk reaction, because it seems like the only time we do hear from Beck is when they're saying, something's going on, but at the same time, like something's going on. True. So and a big reason why they don't have the money to cover a lot of stuff is because of all the time they spent with Amber. And there was a lot of financial abuse that was happening during that time. So.
Oh yeah, I've seen some stuff about that. That's pretty fucking bad. Financial abuse and making sure like
she stole Beck's inheritance and stuff.
Yeah, that kind of shit is insane.
Made her quit her job.
Yeah, made her quit her job. Yeah,
didn't give her access to the bank account. Like it was real dark.
Again, yeah, Amberlynn's affecting one person, but affecting that one person in about as bad a way as you can. And okay, we have to talk about, I don't know if it's in your clips, to kind of let you know before we go, I do want to get what I think is one of the worst things Amberlynn did is the SA situation. Is that in any of your clips, or we could just explain? That's fine too.
I think if it's the one I'm thinking about, it should be number 4.
Okay, 4. Okay, yeah.
And I don't know if because there's a lot that has to do with SA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But basically, she had claimed to be SA'd. Now, there's a few different, but the main one that everybody knows about is she had claimed that her ex, his name's Casey, had SA'd her, and then later said, I used the wrong word, and basically, tried to kind of backtrack on that. Well, now she's saying that it's true, and it's pretty clear she was lying about it, and that's been sort of part of the lore forever, is that she lied about being SA'd by Casey. But she also tells a story that she was SA'd by her uncle, by her dad's friends, by her cousin, by all this, and she was called out because people started realizing her story didn't add up when she was talking about her uncle or her dad's friend. I don't remember which, but so then she says this in this clip, and this is probably the moment I remember thinking there is no redeeming quality in this person at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go.
And when I said that they would essay me,
when I use the A word, assault, I consider harassment as an assault.
And she had basically just admitted that they touched her hair and told her she looked pretty. And that was just essay. And she had used a story that she'd been essayed forever, for years.
She kind of made it like, this is one of the stories I think about a lot too. She really tried to make it sound like this group of her dad's friends, like a group of middle-aged men. The way she told the story from the start was like as if her dad facilitated some sort of situation where a group of middle-aged men gang somethinged her and really horrible, really brutal, really horrible, and then walked it back to what you just saw. Like, it's rough. But then also the dad's friends turned into, it wasn't my dad's friends, it was my cousin, and I was trying to protect her or something. I remember that happening at some point. Like, the story just goes and like changes depending on the day. Really. Yeah.
So that's similar to DSP, how the stories do change of how things are way worse in memory. The story starts at a 10, and then as we go through the years, it gets not that bad, not that bad, not that bad. But this is a way worse case than anything DSP has ever done. That's pretty fucked up.
And I will say, so DSP is addicted to WWE champions and money, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think Amber, aside from food, because we can see that she's addicted to food, but I think she's addicted to sympathy. I think she just the thing that she wants most in the world is for people to feel sorry for her or the attention that comes with that. I think that's why she tells so many stories like that.
Like I would say that DSP is not addicted to money. I know some people disagree with me on this, but it's not the actual money in the bank account. It's about acceptance, right? And I say this a lot. Yeah, it's just like money means people like me. And there's never been more proof of that than that last marathon he did, where he was almost crying because he got money. He said, do you guys like me? And he associates money with liking me and validation for him. And I think that's something that, because Amberlynn can't get that with money because she's not taking donations, so it's a little bit different. But I think maybe that's her way of getting validation, acceptance. I don't know. Maybe that's this narcissist thing,
That makes sense. The more money he gets, the more people like him. And that's why when he doesn't hit a goal, it hurts. It hurts his ego because people don't like him. He doesn't think people like him.
And he thinks, okay, well, now the detractors are going to make this big W, and they're going to, that's his worst thing. And I didn't even bring him up. I kind of forgot about it, shockingly. But there was someone in DSP's audience that had a playlist on YouTube that was entitled Young Girls. And it was, I'm not talking young girls like, hot college chicks, young girls. I'm talking about 5 or 6, you know what I'm saying? And he had a playlist of that. And DSP was shown this 10 years ago. He admits to being, everyone was sending me this, and I didn't know what to do. And he didn't do anything about it at all. He actually gave him special treatment in chat. He would always shout out what he said and things like this. And it took Kino Casino and Null, the owner of the Kiwi Farms, bullying him for multiple minutes to finally decide to ban that gentleman, who he knew was a PDF file, let's say. And just because, why would you do that, right? What is thinking? Why would you do that? Why would you defend someone like that? Is like that. He doesn't give that much money. It's not like he's a whale. He's just a normal dude. Well, in terms of how much he gives, the reason is not normal dude in that way. Normal dude in terms of he didn't give a lot of money. Yeah. He didn't give a lot of money to DSP. Like if it's a whale, you'd say, okay, DSP might do that. But anyways, it wasn't a lot big about that. But the reason was, he said it, he did not want to give the detractors a W, right? And when detractors get a W, that means DSP gets an L, and he's not feeling that acceptance anymore because that's his most important thing. It's more important than keeping a PDF file around, right? And he said after that, like Mickey Thor just says, he said after he banned Derek, he said, I'm sad for 2 reasons. And one of those reasons was the detractors are going to get a W from this, right? So pretty fucked up.
Imagine having that life, that's what you got to do is wonder, if your enemies will get a win for everything they do. That's tough.
And just like, I'm just assuming because I'm not as into it as I am with the DSP shit. Amberlynn is just constantly on victim mode every single day, right? Everything she does is decided by her detractors. But for her, I guess, who else does she have to go to, right? It's weird. Who else? I guess the mom, yeah.
She's manipulative. Yeah, she's manipulative of her partners, and when she doesn't have one, now in the current era, it's her mother, right? So, I've always wondered, and I think a lot of people have wondered this, because we've seen as much in a few, I think, there's been a few lapses in judgment where she leaves these clips in her vlogs with her mom, where her mom will kind of like, sound like she's hesitant to, give her a ride or do something for her. 'Cause she does a lot for Amber, right?
Yeah.
And Amber, I remember this one specific vlog. They're like out on the street or something, and Amber says something about her mom, like driving her to an appointment and her mom being busy or stressed out or something. And then her mom's like, yeah, it was kind of like inconvenient. And then Amber goes, yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't have abandoned me and been a crackhead when I was a child. And I think that's what she does to her. I think she like manipulates her into doing things for her now as a 34 or 35-year-old woman, by bringing up the past. And we had this confirmed recently by Tammy. Tammy confirmed that like both Tammy and her mother, their grandma, Amber's grandma, are told all the time that Amber is like extremely manipulative and shitty to her mother.
Tammy is the aunt that Amber said stop talking to her because she was fat.
Yeah. She's recently come out and said a lot of stuff, right? Yeah. And Amber debated her, which was not a good idea. I mean, that
was awful.
That was, if you ever want to jump into the Amberlynn stuff, that aunt talk to her aunt was just wild. She never should have agreed to do that. That was her idea, though, right? She said, I want to do this, right? I mean, that's
square up.
She did, and then she said she changed her mind, but Tammy called in anyway. And just
okay.
And she felt attacked and like blindsided, but she invited her. So
yeah, I mean, what do you think's gonna happen? Mickey Thor in the house says Phil has a POS longevity, eras, and arcs of being a degenerate and still years to go. Yes, he does have. Well, Amberlynn's pretty comparable, right, in terms of how long they've been an asshole on the internet, right? I mean, I know it's not as long.
Pretty similar.
Long. Yeah, they've been around for a while. Meth Bear in the house again says I secured a 5-year DV restraining order when a man said he struck my client a few times by slipping on water holding a rubber mallet. Jeez, classic abuser. Wow.
Boy.
Yeah, and they'll come up with crazy, excuses or stories as to how these bruises happened or whatever, or how the story that they're telling isn't right to try to make them feel like the victim or look like the victim. So yeah, that makes sense.
That's
Amber's new favorite thing. Someone, I think probably TikTok or maybe a LARPer, taught her the term reactive abuse, which is her new favorite way to excuse it doesn't matter if it's reactive or not, the straight up abuse that she inflicted on Emily. Literally, like, Emily's telling this story about how she pushed her over, and Amber effectively says, well, look what you made me do. You made me so upset that I pushed you over. You made me so upset that I stood over you in bed and didn't let you sleep for more than like 30 minutes before a 12-hour nursing shift. This woman is a nurse. You made me do that because you wouldn't talk to me about what I wanted to talk about, so you made me do this to you. It's your fault. It's reactive abuse is what she wants to call it.
And Amber kept saying it was because of all the betrayal. She said betrayal 1,000 times. And it turned out the betrayal was just that Emily was talking to haters and looking at fat, naked women on Tumblr. That was it. And so that justified all of her abuse.
And similar to DSP will say, when anyone, talks to or looks at a video, if he finds out anyone in his audience is like watching detractor stuff, they're instantly enemy of DSP. If they ask any questions or say any memes about DSP, they're instantly an enemy. Everything they say is wrong. And also, how can you believe anything my detractors say, even though it's usually just clips of what he says, Derek T says, I would pound Amberlynn's. Whoa, okay. Big ups, Derek T. Enjoy. Pretty cool, man.
Gross, yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's a very Derek thing to say. Thanks, Derek.
Pretty cool. Okay, I got to play this one, short one. This one's super short and not that serious. But ALT do be defending women sometimes. So I got to show this one because this is one that's kind of funny. Here we go. This is, the only one I could find was Mr. Matoker was restreaming DSP many moons ago. And DSP says this. Here we go.
And then the previous one and the one before that, you're looking for one that doesn't make you look like shit.
Make sure that Leanna's awake. She's not been feeling too well. I want to make sure she's awake because she has to start making dinner. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Are you
I love that somebody was there to hear him say that, too.
Yeah. So what did just happen there? He said, Leanna hasn't been feeling too well. I need to wake her up because she needs to make dinner. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool,
Now,
pretty
was he
cool.
okay? So did I hear that right? Is he playing a game with and somebody heard him? Because
No. He's streaming. Sorry, Mr. Matoka is restreaming
For
him.
some reason, I thought there was a person like on comms.
No.
with him that heard
God,
it.
that'd be great though. That'd be amazing. No.
You're looking for one that doesn't
What
make
a
no
piece
click.
of shit.
Yeah,
Got
amazing.
embarrassed in this one, and then the previous
Here we
one.
go.
the
Wait,
one
one more
before
time.
that. You're looking for one that
Give me a
doesn't
second
make
here. I
no
just wanna
click
make
shit.
sure that Leanna's awake. She's not been feeling too well. I want to make sure she's awake because she has to start making dinner. Give me a second.
She hasn't been feeling too well. I gotta make sure she's awake to start making dinner. Amazing. Okay, let's do one more. You want to do a clip 2, Hecticana? We'll do a clip 2, and then we'll call it a night.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So,
any talk up, or yeah, go ahead. You go.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So she had introduced us to Emily when they first, got together, and everybody, people kind of found out who she was and found out she was what is known as a feeder, and we won't get into that, but
yeah.
It is what it sounds like. And she said, "No way, there's no way she's not." And she had all these excuses as to why there were lots of pictures of her being a feeder and all that stuff. And so she lied about it for like a year. So this is kind of that arc. This is kind of how all that played out.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff with that, but yeah.
The whole feederism topic and calling my girlfriend a feeder and saying that I'm a feedie, that I'm actively involved in that sort of relationship has been detrimental to not only my mental health, but to Tommy's as well. It is 100% not true. I am not. That's
the cat is crying downstairs thing, Yeah, it's affecting my partner as well, guys. Your nasty comments, so keep that in mind, okay, guys?
A feedie. I'm not in a feeder relationship. That is not what's happening here.
After they broke up?
Damn, I look fat. I can lose weight now. Literally.
Oh.
Fat. I can lose weight now.
Literally, the day that we met in person, she messaged a girl saying how sexy she was. She messaged another masked lesbian feeder saying, "Wow, we're rare. Masked lesbian feeders."
What?
That's the day I found out the truth.
What?
We're rare. We're rare.
She messaged a feeder being like, "Wow, it's cool being a feeder." Also, she's not a feeder.
This whole feeding thing's awesome, huh?
And she said the first day they met in person, she knew.
She messaged another masked lesbian feeder saying, "Wow, we're rare. Masked lesbian feeders."
Cool.
That's the day I found out the truth.
So the whole thing about lying, like in the beginning about her not being a feeder and this and that, it's because she told me to. She told me to.
Oh, God. Oh, please. Yeah, she told me to. It's her fault, dumb fucks. It's her fault.
She
Stop
wouldn't
blaming
take
me.
responsibility for anything throughout this whole, ever, but
yeah.
And this and that, it's because she told me to. She told me to. She did not want people knowing that. So I lied for her.
I did want to. Yeah, that Weston Evans brings up a different time she didn't want to take accountability for something when she hurt her ankle, I believe, right? Well, that was just, I didn't want to take a walk, but I did because she asked me to, and then I fell or something. I can't remember the exact thing. That's it, right?
She kind of blamed it on her audience because she was saying that she was vlogging. She was like, I was trying to be entertaining for you guys, and then I didn't look where I was going, and I fell off the thing.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, she did also on another occasion say that she was distracted and overwhelmed because the haters have been hating so much, and that's what she was thinking about. She said that at a separate time, though, so I'm not sure how both can be true, but, I don't know if that matters.
Now, Chris Benoit, she was taking a walk, and she slipped and fell, and there's a video of it if you want to see it, and she says her ankle was dangling after that. It was amazing sound you can't imagine.
And it was just a sprained ankle, but she made like 4 videos talking about how, like, it's the worst medical, disaster that's ever happened,
Yeah. Lotion Me Up says her name was Les Eat, and she called Amber Porcahanas. Now, did the Porcahanas come after they broke up, or was that literally what they called her during the relationship?
Well, Amber says that because their relationship became a secret for the last year, basically, or last, several months. And during that time, every time they would get in a fight, then Emily would go on to an Instagram or whatever and call her Pocahontas.
That's toxic. But Leslie
Under a
is at
sock.
least under a sock account. Oh my god.
Yeah, she would. So like on the Amberverse subreddit, right? There was an account on there posting a bunch of hate, like any other Amberverse subreddit participant. But then it shared a screenshot of something on Emily's Instagram, but they didn't crop out the bottom part where you can see what account you're logged into, and it was Emily's account it was logged into. So then someone noticed that and went, "Oh my god, Emily posted this," and then they went into the account history, and there's this person had been calling her names for like months and months on the subreddit with this sock account. It goes so fucking deep. This shit is crazy. Like Amberlynn, everything with this last year, it's nuts. It's really.
And the funny thing is, Amber will never take a minute to think, why are there so many people in my life that are willing to talk about how horrible I am? You know, like she'll never understand what the common denominator is.
No, there's DSP does that very same thing for sure.
Yeah.
Walyap says great show. ALT, Sav, and Hecticana. Definitely, it was a lot of fun. But I guess we should.
This is fun.
There's no correct answer here. It's not a serious debate. I think let's just agree they're both horrible people in different ways. Everyone has their own magic to them, and these two people have found their way on the internet, probably to their own detriment, honestly. They found the internet, and they found an audience. But it's not exactly the audience they wanted, for sure. You know what I mean? But now they're stuck with it. And I think both of them have no other option. Safe to say, right? I don't think Amberlynn's out there getting... Yeah. I remember the stories about the working situation there. And she was just the biggest complainer about work and stuff. I don't remember the details. But also, that DSP has done the same thing. You know, he's a horrible fucking worker. You know, he's the worst employee of all time. They both have that in common.
To work with either of them.
But Luca says, hello, big fan of the show. I train now for Eurobasket. Luca, big ups, man.
Whoa,
MVP of the NBA.
That's a real Luka Doncic?
It is. Big ups, man. Who do you think won, Luca? Anyways, there's no winner. I would probably say my final take is this. Amberlynn's way worse, honestly. But I think DSP has his own unique brand of assholeness, and he affects more people than Amberlynn, but Amberlynn has affected animals. She's affected people. Very bad, very bad. Anyways, big ups everybody for watching. Kind of sad. Final words. Go ahead.
I think saying they're both bad is a very brave take, but I'll agree with you.
Thank you. I like to sit and ride the fence. Hecticana, final words.
Yeah, no, I think they both suck, and I think that if I had to pick, I would say that Amberlynn is worse just because the things that she does to those people are like really, really awful. Like if you were just to tell some random stranger this person did this thing, I think you'd get much more of a reaction with her stuff. But like you said, DSP is actually like out there scamming people. So
yes, so
I would have to say Amberlynn's generally worse though.
Yes, I agree. And anytime you really legitimately lose animals, not just once, you know, like, you know, when I was 12 years old, guys, I'm going to let you know, my cat did run away. It wasn't my doing, but we did find him eventually, and it was the happiest day of my fucking life. But I made sure that never happened again. You know, you could bet your sweet ass I made sure he didn't get out again. But anyway, thank God we found him. Big ups Tigger up there in heaven. Anyways, I'll be doing an after show on Kick, and hope you join me there. If you want to add your thoughts, it'll be on Kick. You can call in. The link will be in there. I'll put the link in chat now if you want to join. It'll be a short hour or so, but there you go. You're all legends. Hecticana's link is down below. Please go follow him if you're not already. It's kind of Sav's link is down below. Please go follow her if you're not already. We'll definitely do something together again, guys. If you're down, I think this is a lot of fun.
Anytime, that was fun.
Yeah. All right. Later, everybody. You're all legends. See you on Kick. Bye.